lot. We're going through some of the numbers that we have had from USDA yesterday, and boy, there was a lot of numbers being thrown around. I wanted to kind of recap some of the crop production numbers that really sent that soybean market into a tailspin yesterday, if we could. They had corn numbers and soybean numbers that had extremely high production. In fact, they had the corn production number over 15 billion bushels, and we also had corn yields at 174.4 bushels per acre, so that was very high. But the one that really caught the market's attention was the soybean production number of 4.2 billion bushels and a soybean yield of 50.6 bushels per acre, and that really sent the market into a nosedive right after that happened. Let's go to the trading floor in Chicago and visit with our trader du jour right now. It is Todd Bubba Horwitz. How you doing there? He's with Bubba Trading. How you doing, Todd?
What do you say, Marlon? Good morning.
Good morning and happy Tuesday to you. So now that everything is the morning after all the USDA data, and everybody's just kind of settling down a little bit and digesting all those numbers that came out yesterday, and they were coming from all directions. We had export inspections, we had crop production, we had supply and demand, carryout numbers, we also had crop progress, and we had condition numbers. So obviously the soybean numbers seem to be the biggest surprise, but is that what was the highlight of the report for you? I know you kind of look for the hidden meaning in things.
Honestly, I have no idea what the numbers are. I don't look at the numbers, because at the end of the day, it comes back down to the real price action. And if you've watched, remember, we've been watching $10 on the upper end, which we got close in soybeans, $9.50 on the lower end, which is where we are right now. From my perspective, I'm looking to be a buyer here. It's all, to me, I look at the price and the action. That tells me what all the news, or what they think about the news. Because remember, a lot of this has already been priced in ahead of time, and now we're seeing the reaction that they probably overpriced, so we're seeing a little bit of a pullback. So for my money, I'm looking at $9.40 to $9.50 to be a buyer in soybeans. I think they make easily a run back up to $10. The key will be if we can break above 10, which I think eventually we will. I think we're going to go higher before we get to Novi. I think we're going to get back into the 10s before they come off the board.
All right, so right now we're seeing corn down about 7 cents or so in value, and on the soybeans it looks like we're down about 13 cents or so. How far down do you think the downside risk would remain on these? Let's talk about the soybean first here on that November contract.
I think soybeans are right here, okay? I think this is an area that I'm very comfortable in being an owner and being a buyer. I think that 940 should be, probably somewhere near the absolute. Now, could they dribble up below 940? Yeah, they could. I mean, again, there is no absolute, but I think that level showed to me that was a low we came down and made when we had the panic back from 1180 all the way down. And that's an area that I think is an automatic buy when you look at it. Again, the price action shows me that those are great opportunities on there, that we have a higher probability that the markets will turn around and go higher than go lower.
On the December Chicago wheat, I see where we're about 405 1/4. That would be down about 4 cents in value. Now, they had a pretty good upward swing yesterday. How is it the wheat was able to, I guess, if you will, divorce itself from what was going on in the corn and soybean trade yesterday?
Well, I mean, actually, corn wasn't bad yesterday either. We find certain areas, and I think wheat finally just got tired of going down. I mean, if you looked at it, it was just sick the way that wheat would just get pounded every single day. And I think actually wheat and corn have found a pretty solid base. And I think we're going to see, we're up from 314 was a low in corn, and just under $4, I think 388 was the low in December wheat. So I think we found those bottoms. We're having a nice move up. This is really pretty good action. To me, this is positive action. Nobody wants me here to say lower prices are good, but I think this will bring us in support, and this will attract, I think, new money and new buyers, especially with what's going on with the equity markets. When you're going to say, when the money's starting to outflow out of there, it's going to be looking for places to go. And I think there's no better place to go right now than the ag markets, and especially the grain markets right here, because I think they've been well overdone to the downside, basing in a lot of news that may never happen.
And right now the cotton is down 21 points on December at 66.48, and we're going to pause for a break here, Todd. I want to bring you back. We'll talk about the livestock market when we come back in just a moment.